Friends, we are gathered here today to recognize an organization that has been doing great things for a very long time, the United Way. The United Way of America is a nonprofit organization based in Alexandria, Virginia, and has almost 1,300 branches across the United States. The focus of the United Way is to raise funds through a coalition of charitable organizations that are used to identify and resolve problems in our communities. Through partnerships with schools, churches, businesses, government, the National Football League, and others, the United Way makes immeasurable contributions that bring positive changes to people's lives throughout the United States. Another focus of the United Way is to identify a community's strengths, assets, and to identify people with specific talent and interests and figure out ways that they can give their time to help out in the community with an eye toward helping children succeed, strengthening and supporting families, improving access to health care, and helping people get on their feet financially and teaching them how to remain financially stable. The United Way of America has had an ongoing partnership with the National Football League since 1973. This is when the two organizations came together to talk about using some of the league's network airtime to support the United Way during the weekly broadcast of football games. This benefited both organizations greatly by showing the country the good things the United Way was responsible for, as well as putting friendly faces on the players in the NFL. This is how I first heard of the great things the United Way was doing for the people in our country. I've been up here talking about how great the United Way is for a while now, and my audience may be thinking, give us some examples of these great things. Well, if I was to talk about all of them, I would be up here talking for far longer than the time allotted for this speech. So I will just touch on a couple of them. As many communities along the Gulf Coast are still suffering from the effects of Hurricane Katrina, the United Way has devoted countless volunteer hours to the rebuilding effort, as well as providing alternate spring break locations throughout the country. I know providing alternate spring break locations may not seem like that big of a deal, but try to imagine all the teenagers that flock to the Gulf Coast each year having nothing to do and all the problems that could arise from this situation, and you will understand why this approach was necessary. During the 1991 Persian Gulf War, the United Way worked with military families to ensure that those in need received help, and they are still assisting military families as they deal with the husbands and wives' deployments to trouble spots around the world. Because of all these reasons I have talked about, I would like to salute the United Way as well as the volunteers, and I would also like to say, keep up the good work. Thank you.
Very welcome.